Did you mess with the date? Clock?
Yeah, I think it's like 2 seconds early.
Oh, right on the money, right there.
Oh, perfect.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to see a big crowd with us tonight. We do want to welcome everybody to the Holbrook Regular City Council meeting for May 13th, 2026. Time is 6 p.m. Roll call, everybody's in attendance. We'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilwoman Ferguson, followed by an invocation by Gloria Montoya. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening, Lord God. Father, with the City Council meeting, Father, we ask you to have your hands over the agenda, everything that is brought before the council members, Lord. Father, that we would be doers and not only hearers of the word, Lord God, so everything can get done in our community and that we work together as unity, one Lord Jesus. Father, we thank thee for all the council members and the mayors and the city mayors, Lord God, that you put your hands upon them and their families, Lord. Father, we pray for the law enforcement officers, Lord God, and also mention the families of the 363 officers that died in the line of duty, that they're remembering them this week, Lord God, be with their families. And we pray for our military personnel and our president, Lord, even though some don't like him and some don't like him, but Lord, your word says that we still pray for our leaders, Lord God. Lord, we just thank you for all you do, your blessings and your protection over each and every one of us. We give you all honor, glory, and praises because you, my Lord, is worthy to be praised. In your precious name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Gloria, thank you for coming. All right, item number 4 is consent agenda. We've got 3 agendas that we'll be voting on. It'll be for the April 8, 2026 regular meeting minutes, April 22nd, 2026 special meeting minutes, and the April 22nd, 2026 work session minutes. Everybody's had a chance to go through them. Does anybody have any concerns or questions? Hearing none, we'll open the floor for a vote.
I move that we pass the minutes as published.
We have a motion and a second. Any last minute questions, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Item number 5, call to the public for non-agenda items. All right, thank you. Item number 6, call to the public for agenda items. Thank you. All right, presentations. We do have quite a few presentations tonight. We appreciate everybody being here tonight for them. We will ask all the presenters to try to keep it around 10 minutes or so. We know some may go a little bit longer, things like that, but just to keep time going. If we need to have you come back, we'll invite you back as well too. But we want to start with an employee appreciation, and that's why we got a big full group. Actually, our employees just love coming to city council meeting, right? So yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. We'd like to turn the time over to Manager Sullivan.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time and grateful for all the employees that showed up tonight. I think we have a lot of things going. We've accomplished a lot this last year. We've got a great team, and I can't just separate just one department out. So I wanted to give the public great notice of the team that we have and tell them how much we appreciate them for all the city employees and all the momentum we have going right now. So appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And as a council, we too want to echo our appreciation for all the hard work. We know sometimes all you get is all the things that are going wrong with the city, but we know you guys are working hard. I remember one night, it was, at least 10 or 11 o'clock at night, I know there was a bad break behind there on Joy Evans, and I went by to check on them. Those guys were literally up to their waist in mud, and seriously, they were smiling and just not necessarily enjoying themselves, but they had a great attitude about being out there. And so that's indicative of all our different departments. So we do appreciate that. So the best way to show our appreciation is to take a picture and publish it and say thank you. So we do want to invite each of the employees to come on up. It might be a little chaotic for a minute. I think probably the best bet is we can get some from levels. If we can have the employees come stand in front of the dais, we can have a few people come on top, but it'll get a few in front and a few in the back. And, we don't have anybody here to take a picture. If not, I might ask.
We got one.
Okay, you got one? All right, so if you guys want to come on up and the council will you'll have to stand up. You'll have to stand up so they won't Randy, you're not taking a picture.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Miss Janet Dean, you were here. Janet, can you take a picture for us? Sure. Yeah, that would be great. Hey guys, you want to have fun music, please? No, come on up like you like these guys. Come on, guys, scoot up. Sam, you guys scoot up. Sarah. All right. Did you see everybody? Yeah. All right. Oh. We'll tell her. All right, come on up. We're good for you. Come pick the spot.
Are you gonna count?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Carmen. Come on, Carmen. We waited for you. Can we see John Nutter back here? I will Photoshop him in.
Hey, remember, if you can't see me, I can't see you.
Here.
Alright, everyone look right here. 3, 2, 1.
Take a couple.
Yeah,
I know someone was blinking.
Alright. Everyone look right here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Breathe in.
Somebody said breathe like
Is that because it's all Thank you guys. Thank you. You're welcome to stay or you're welcome to sleep. We'll give you about 30 seconds. Thanks, Sean. We need to go tomorrow. All right, thank you. Appreciate each of you. All right. Like I said, they're welcome to stay, but they've had a long day. You signed up for this. All right. All right. We will go ahead and get some order back in the room, but we appreciate everybody. All right. Moving on to item number 7B, Healthy Families America. We would like to invite Sandy Johnson up, and anybody else that you want to present to. I don't know who all came with you. I know you got Haley. Just Haley. All right. We love Haley. All right. If you'll just speak into the podium, if you'll introduce yourself and Haley for those that don't know her.
Okay, so my name is Sandy Johnson. I was here last month. I appreciate you all letting me come back. I wanted to do a little longer presentation last month, but I wasn't prepared. Wanted to play my video for you. This is something I did. I talked to my supervisor. She said one, but I told her I really wanted something for me. This is for me. So Haley is one of my old. She was in my other program when I worked at HealthStart. I've been doing this for a few years. Haley put something on Facebook this week. I was getting kind of a little discouraged, and she put a post, I told her she needs to be my, marketing manager, because she just had everybody respond and made me realize this is what I'm supposed to be. So I've been working with moms, I love families, I work at the pregnancy center every Wednesday as much as I can between my visits, and reach out to people, give people information, and so that's kind of where I meet most of my people. And as Mike mentioned last month, this is a book I give, we are gonna be doing an massage class. You guys are free to look through this if you want. It is
So we would like to enhance our clerk.
yeah, we are gonna be doing, as soon as the construction is done at the senior center, classes there. For the moms, it's a total free class, they will get this book. This book goes into early bonding and infant attachment and how important infant massage is to the skin, the infant attachment, and how much it really does help with development. And it's just the whole entire process of child rearing. And a lot of the infant massage does so many other things, like it helps your, that you can have physical ailments that it can help prevent, and so it is an awesome program. So this whole booklet that I made for each of the moms that comes goes into the states, how to read your baby's cues, and when the best time is to do massage. It teaches healthy touch versus unhealthy touch. You ask permission, even though it's a baby, people kind of look at that, but you ask the baby for permission before you do the massage, and it's just such an awesome program. Seeing what an attachment disorder does to families is why I do this, because kids who don't have that attachment early are so they can develop into so many other issues later on in life, and they're not able to have healthy relationships. Their social emotional well-being is affected. So that's why I do this. I'm gonna let Haley give you just a little bit of a testimonial of what she experienced while working and help start with me, and then I'm gonna have her play that video to close us out.
Haley, what's your last name?
Yes, I'm Haley Hutchins.
Hutchins.
Yeah, and Sandy has asked me here to talk to you guys and give a little bit of what I experienced in the program. And although I was not in this specific program, I was in a program very similar to this. And as each of you know, the person makes the position. And so just knowing who Sandy is and what she has done for me and my family, I know this is the perfect position for her, from my experience. And I would like to mention my experience. So Sandy has been in my life for a hot minute, and I have 4 boys altogether. And you would think having so many kids, you know, by the third you should have it all figured out. But unfortunately, every single kid is their own unique little human being, which also comes with unique problems. And so I have just been absolutely blessed in this program. I actually, when Sandy came into my life, it was a difficult time, and at that point I had 2 kids, and I was about to have a third a little bit after that. And not only does Sandy provide handouts for everyone and like what you're going through with your kids, such as like 0 months, 3 months, and what maybe they should be hitting. I probably should also pay her as a therapist, because I think I used her more as a therapist than I did about my kids, because as moms, we're not just our kids, but also the experiences we've had in our life not only affect us and affect our kids. And just having someone to listen to those and be a listening ear and to not judge and give. She is so profound, her years, and I lean so heavily upon her. It makes a difference in motherhood, because unfortunately motherhood can sometimes feel very isolating. And especially when you just have a baby. This program that she's in right now is targeted to 0 to 3 months. And truly, 0 to 3 months is such a hard time, because you just had a baby. You're figuring out this baby, whether they have colic or allergies or an infinite amount of issues, or it's just a normal baby and they don't sleep, etc. You can feel so isolated, like you're doing something wrong. And having Sandy come into your home and basically say, it's okay, I'm here for you, I'm here to help. This is normal, or maybe this isn't normal, and she can help you and direct you and everything like that. And I have appreciated my life. When I made that post on Facebook, I had so many other women, you know, comment on there and say, we love Sandy, she was a great part, that she, not only she came for service to become family. You know, I'm out of the program right now, and I yet still text Sandy, and she has been a big part. When I unfortunately lost my 4th son in September, I texted Sandy, because I was like, I need her. And she was just such a big part of my life that even after I was out of the program, I reached towards Sandy. And that's how much of an impact she made on just my life. But even through the Facebook page, she impacted so many other women's lives and families. And so this program is so important and so valuable, and I tell everyone I can about it, and I have nothing but high praises, not only for Sandy, but for the program itself. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Jackie, yours. Oh. Yeah, can you guys see Rob? You need to-
Can you turn off the light?
It's just,
Dishes in the sink. I wondered what she's
Well, this is the time I wish we had more time to learn more about your programming. So I have a beautiful video. So what's the best way for people to learn and find you, for one?
So if they go to the Families America website, you can go there and you can log on. And there's a area for our area. I also have flyers out in your lobby where people can use a QR code. I also have a phone number. It's, I don't know if that's on my flyers too, so I don't know if this is the best place. I just wanted in closing to say that video is her story. That's why I wanted her here. Because it was everything she told me about the program that made me write that.
That's amazing. It was a beautiful video, and
And you wrote that music, Sandy?
Yes,
Well, that's beautiful.
a couple months ago, I think, and I thought, the best way for me to, it's better, okay, we have a program, that's nice. I want to put my heart into it. I say, this is everything I believe, and, everything it's my life. I love these families, and when I get into their homes, I just want to help, and I find myself giving people developmental advice or I see a kid, and it's a calling I believe God put on me, and I didn't even know that I had that calling until 2022. When it just, it was, so this was just my heart coming to you guys, saying, hey, this is why I do what I do.
well, we sincerely appreciate you coming, and we do want to make sure we get the word out. So if you could do me a favor, if you can email either the clerk or myself, we'll get you our emails, and if you send us those flyers, those QR codes and things like that, we'll be happy to put them on our social medias.
Perfect.
You know, get the word
I
out.
would love to do that.
All right. We appreciate you both coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Oh, yes, you want to put here?
Yeah, we gotta.
Thank you. All right, next up is Vicki Sullivan with Nexus. I hope you just composed a song while you waited to beat that. Just kidding. We love Vicki Sullivan.
That's kind of a pretty hard act to follow, I'm telling you. Thank you very much for having me here today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Vicki Sullivan, Executive Director of Nexus Coalition, and I have been in prevention for about 16 years, and I absolutely love it. And my whole life, I've worked in several different areas, born and raised on the mountain here in Heber Overgard, and I lived in Taylor for the last 37 and a half years. And I didn't know how much I loved the community until I started doing what I'm doing right now. So with Nexus Coalition, our number one thing that we want to do, we focus in on youth, but we realize that youth have parents and caregivers attached to them. So we expanded our services, so we provide education and PowerPoint presentation and one-on-ones and different things for not only the youth, but also for adults as well, because we need all the help that we can get, and a lot of us didn't have education as we were being brought up in regards to current drug trends and things that are going on now, and then also that resiliency building factor. So that's something that we love to do. And then the establishing and strengthening collaboration and connections. We work with 12 different sectors in the community, so if you're eating and breathing, then we want to work with you. And so anybody in the area, we want to make sure that we're reaching out to them and finding out what we can do to help them and service them. So this is my staff. I actually just lost my little Cheyenne. She is having a baby, number 2, and so she's tapping out again for a little bit. She came and worked with Nexus for a little bit, had baby number 1 and tapped out, and then came back to us and had getting ready to have baby number 2. So the 5 of us are full-time employees. A little bit about what we've done. We work off of grants, and so October to October is our grant year. So this was last grant year. We had about 9,600 youth participating in our activities, about 3,400 adults, 661 activities that were provided, and then 824 naloxone with education that's attached to that, and then 42,000 item distribution materials. And we do a plethora of information, resiliency building workshops, drug prevention education, school services, and then other services. We look for gaps in the community or requests, and we try to fill those. And so for Holbrook, we love Holbrook, and we have been working in Holbrook for several years now, and we've had a few doors open to us. And so I just wanted to bring and share some photos. I couldn't share them all, or else you guys would be here for another 3 hours. But I just wanted to show some of the collaboration, partnerships, and education that's going on in your town and surrounding areas here. So we've been over at Joseph City. We participated in the Twin Arrows Health Conference. We love the Teen Center, even though I still can't say the name. I'm working on that.
Bijou.
Bijou. I like the
Bijou.
Bijou. I'm working on that. But we have had so much fun. Oh, my picture, that was my favorite picture. I don't know why it didn't come up, but that's one of my favorite ones that we have. And we had, I don't know how many kiddos were there, almost 100 kids. They were between 60 and 100 kiddos that went through on this particular day. We had pizza and all kinds of fun activities for them, and most of the things they already do there, but we got to just be there and provide some pizza for them and get to know them and kind of rub shoulders with them. So that was fun. Another cool thing that we've been able to do is 618 youth with the Holbrook School District that we've been able to educate on marijuana, vaping, alcohol, and lots of different fun photos on that. I'm smiling because I remember some of the photos that they took. And then I love, we collaborated with the Navajo County Jail System, the detention center, and we found a need. You know, they're there sometimes 7 to 10 days or maybe 30, and then a few of them are there for a little bit longer than that. But if you think about it, the majority of the people that go through that detention center are adults, and they're going to be shot back into our communities. And so we have partnered with Amy Bacon, and we are in there once a week, and we are teaching life skills and resilience for them. And we have a parenting education portion of it. And so it's been a huge success. This is our first year in doing that. And I can't even tell you, Miss Stormy is the one that runs that program for me. She, at least once a week, or sometimes twice a week, she brings me little notes and things that people have written to her. And then now it's been almost a year that she actually sees people out in the community that have been through the system and see her and are able to tell her, you changed my life. Like we did, I thought I was going to go back to what I was doing the last 20 years, but I changed my mind. I've got some goals, and now I'm working forward on it. So just kind of fun. In prevention, sometimes we don't always get those kudos, and so it's really fun to have that. And then just recently, we were over at the Holbrook School District Wellness event. We went over to Indian Wells and got to spend some time over there, and then back over to Holbrook, where we got to spend some time there as well. So it's always fun rubbing shoulders with them. And then as another name that I cannot say properly, but it's at the residential hall here in Holbrook. And phenomenal group of people, and we've been able to educate those kiddos, and they've asked us to come back. So we're excited about all the work that we're doing in Holbrook. We work with NCIS School. This is kind of a cool little project. We found out there's some kiddos that didn't have the hygiene products that they wanted or needed, and so we have some grant funding, and we just received another chunk of grant funding, and it's specifically going to be for just the hygiene products over here in the Holbrook area. We're going to be teaming up with the Teen Center and finding out if they need something like this, and we want to provide those items for the youth. We set things up, we put it back there, and then the kiddos can just come and take what they need and walk out, no questions asked, and they don't have to ask permission. So kind of fun there, but lots of fun things that Nexus does. This is just the closing. I just wanted to show all the different fun things that we do, and we want to put out there that if you see a need in your community that is not being met, if you would please let me know that. We are happy to look into it and see what we can do to help. If we can't do it, then we can connect into all the different partners and collaborations that we've built over the last 12, 15 years. Seems like there's somebody in the community that can help if we can't. And so also I want to just remind you about this crisis line. This is for the mental health crisis. My mental health crisis may look different than yours, but you can call whatever your mental health crisis is. You can call this number. You'll get a coach. You'll get somebody there that maybe just talk to you on the phone. But if you need services brought to you, there's that service as well. Or if you need to be referred to someone, that service is there. So we want to make sure that everybody knows about that crisis line and that they are utilizing it. we've been able to track those numbers the last 5 years. Allison's Kepner's done a fantastic job. And the more we track it, the more need for it, the more we call it, and the more money goes into those fundings for this Navajo County area. And then in closing, I am going to leave some of my naloxone packages, show you what they look like. And it's kind of fun. Naloxone usually just comes in a box, but we've got several bags to put some in, and I brought some for you guys. I apologize, I am one short, but I promise I'll get back with you, and I'll get you some more. We want to make sure that everybody in the community has this in their emergency kit. Right now, we're able to get the naloxone free, or we have funding for it, and I'm always afraid that it's gonna get cut off. And so as long as I can get it, I'm gonna put it in the community, and we do education with this. We don't just hand it off and say, good luck, figure out how to use it. But for you guys, I am gonna do that for you, because I know you know how to use a nasal injector. But please call me or email me and let me know if you don't know how to use it, you don't understand, or you want further education on that. This is open for anybody, and we've been in lots of different organizations educating the staff. So with that, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it very much, and we love serving Holbrook.
Well, I want to offer you the same thing that we said for Sandy. You know, if you want to send anything, flyers, things like that, you'd like to post on social media, because it is important. You offer a great service, and it's unfortunately a needed service. And her staff is fantastic. I was down at the high school, they took over the auditorium for a full day, and I had teachers going up to the principal afterwards saying, we need more of this. I mean, the teachers were so impressed, the students were engaged, it was a great presentation, so you guys are doing great work, and we appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Well, and it's because of the collaboration partnerships, so thank you very much.
We appreciate it. So, yeah, if you want to leave that with our clerk, that's great. We'll make sure everybody gets one, but we'll get training, so we'll Terry can train us in the next meeting. So, all right, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, moving on. Excited that Miguel Martinez is with us. It looks like you maybe brought a couple of extra helpers as well to talk about the Holbrook Disc Golf Association.
Does it have any list?
No, not yet. Just one.
Okay, well, we can work.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
If I could email her real fast.
You can email it and I can send it for you really quick.
And if you're doing that, we'll let you get started on it while she waits to put up, and then she can just catch up to you on the slides. Good? If you'll introduce yourself as well, a little bit about you, and
Mayor, Council, my name is Miguel Martinez. I'm the founder of Holbrook Disc Golf Club. We have 2 courses out here in Holbrook right now currently, and probably one that we work on in Joseph City. And our reach out today is to just tell you guys about the benefits and potential about disc golf here in Holbrook, and how we want to extend it out to the community and start offering some more activities for kids in school, for people out there who want to find extracurricular activities, get them outside, get them active. Disc golf is the perfect way to do that. I've been playing disc golf for 11 years now. This past year I just decided to go pro. So I'm currently doing tournaments and reaching out across the state to try to bring more attraction to disc golf. A huge benefit of disc golf here in town, I don't know if a lot of you guys drink coffee, but right now, in the United States, there's more disc golf courses than there are Dunkin' Donut shops. So disc golf is going pretty fast. There's over 11,000 courses in the U.S. alone itself. So that's more than all the Taco Bells combined and all the Domino's pizzas combined. So it's a pretty quiet sport. I mean, we don't require a lot, just a little piece of land, and not too much money. So that's kind of why we're here today too. There's a couple places that we've been looking at here in town, specifically one location across the drug repair shop out by the West End Park. It's just a whole lot of land, and I think the ideas that we have and the people that we have we can make it happen. And I want it to be kind of more of a pigeon putt type course where it's allowing for beginners, allowing for younger generation and maybe an older generation to come up and make sure that they're getting some type of physical activity. So right now you can find disc golf courses in 99 countries. You can see we have over 17,000 disc golf courses worldwide. UDisc is an app that we use to track our rounds, to track our scores, to track basically anything. Right now my buddy Sam has a streak of, how many weeks is it?
146.
146 weeks in a row that he's been playing disc golf. That's with his family, his sons, people in town, friends. So he gets him active, we keep him active, and it's a great way to get outside and just boost your happiness level, because we know there's no better happiness vitamin than vitamin D, which is the sun. So, that being said, right now, our annual disc golf participation, just measured by UDisc, rounds has grown by 86% since 2020. So that's just based off of the UDisc app. That's not counting people who play on the private courses. That's not counting people who have no idea what UDisc is right now, and that's not counting just anybody who's new to the sport. So it's growing every single day, and it's a very affordable sport. As you can see right now, disc golf is 89% of disc golf courses are completely free to play. So right now, the two that we have are the one at the county, the complex. We have 18 baskets out there with tee pads and maps, so signage, and then we have the 18 baskets that we have at the golf course. Both of those courses are free to play, so doesn't cost anything to play, so let's get into this. You can see the disc golf board. The single round disc golf players has an average of 3,800 full steps, so people are walking an average of about a mile and a half per round, and that's just on the short course. We average about two and a half miles each round. Depends on how new you are to sport, how many times you go. So you can average 400 calories burned, 90 minutes inside, so an hour and a half outside, once a week, twice a week, however many times you want to play is great for your health, and it's really fun to play. Right now, disc golf, estimated cost to install pickleball course is $28,000 for one pickleball course. And to install a 9-hole disc golf course with signs and concrete tee pads is just over $9,000. So, again, in comparison to other sports and the way they're growing, disc golf is definitely one of the most affordable out here. So that's one thing that we want to take into account. We just kind of talked to the local contractors, and this is kind of like your basic setup for disc golf. You have a basket. This is a chain start. Baskets right now are estimated with total cost between $4,091. That's for 9 baskets. And then just between estimates for a local contractor would be about $4,860. That's for 9 tee pads. Then the signage we can make ourselves. So doesn't cost you guys anything to make signage for us. The total cost for a 9-hole course would be about $8,000 to $10,000, depending on how far we want to go with tee pads, signage, baskets. We want to do alternate locations. It's just a great way to bring some attraction to our community. Right now, we want to plan a 9-hole course across from West End Park. This log line, as you can see here, is perfect. I went down and walked it myself, and you could even fit 18 baskets out there. But a 9-hole pitching putt would be the perfect way to go if we want to welcome beginners, people driving through the interstate, and just getting people out and making sure they get a little bit of exercise throughout their day. The potential improvements we have right now in Holbrook, so our overall goals, top priorities is hitting Coven and Joni. They both have the potential to be elite disc golf courses, which means attraction to Holbrook, which means more tourists driving in, which means yearly tournaments hosted, which means more hotels being used, which means more people staying and buying from our local restaurants, stores, stuff like that. And then currently the existing tee pads at Cove kind of present the biggest challenge, just because we don't really have tee pads out there. We just kind of have these old mats that we got from Tractor Supply that are kind of falling into the ground right now. So definitely do some help there with making it a little more accessible. With the existing courses at County Complex and Adjoining, and the addition of the concrete tee pads at Cove, Holbrook could host very large disc golf tournaments that have a lot of tourist input potential. So per tournament, I think on an average tournament you get about 50 to 100 people out. And average registration cost to that tournament would be about $50. So you take that, multiply it by 50 people to 100, you're making a pretty decent amount, not including vendors that can come out on site and sell food, or people who just want to be out and enjoy the fun. So there's a lot of income potential for disc golf out here, but we just got to make it worthy of it. And I think with the amount of people that we have right now in the group, myself being passionate about it, looks like we're going the right way too. And that's why we're reaching out to the city today. So as you can see, this is just a couple pictures of us just being out. This is the course over here at Nijoni. It's a beautiful course. I mean, the views on it are just, in itself, is what attracts people out to the course. We have glow discs, so we play at night sometimes. They'll let us use the golf course sometimes, and we'll go out there and set up lights, and then we have black lights to light up our discs too, and we'll go out there and play at night. So when it gets to 100 degrees in the summer, you can't really go outside and play. So at the evening time is when the best time would be to go out there and play this golf. Again, it's just something that we want a little more help with, as far as like earning the amount of money to get more funds into disc golf. And that's kind of what I'm here to ask today. I'm not really sure how to go about it. This is the first time I'm reaching out to the city about this. So I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to any types of ideas to just get something going with it. So here's a couple pictures of our club. As you can see, we come in all shapes and sizes. There's a lot of us, and this is only part of the group, not showing every single person that's part of it. So through the connections I've made through the years, through all the friendships I've made in the past 11 years playing, I don't think there's another sport that welcomes you as much as disc golf does, regardless of your skill level, age, gender, wherever you come from. Disc golf always accepts you, and I think at the end of the day, for me, that's what makes me so passionate about the sport. So again, at the end of the day, it's just reaching out and seeing if we can get obviously some funds to get another course going, or if we need to do some fundraising tournaments, we can do that as well. But I'm just here for suggestions, honestly, and seeing what you guys think about it.
So it's a perfect night for your presentation, because following our regular meeting tonight, we are going to do a work session, and it will be a budget discussion. So we appreciate you bringing that up. We can discuss, if there's room in the budget for it, which line item it would come out of, things like that. So that was great. I do have a quick question on the land that you identified. Have you looked at the property owners? Is that city owned or is that private owned?
I believe Randy and I spoke about it one time when we had a meeting about it, and I think he said that might be city owned.
Okay. We'll do a little bit of research.
It's where they had the mud run one year, so I don't know too much for that.
The pond and things like that, so.
Yeah, that would be a good.
So. All right, well, we know there's a few options. I know I spoke with you about some other potential spots too, but I appreciate that one. And I do want to echo what he says, they accept all. I know we were sharing the story, and I confirmed it with the participant. There was just an administrator from the school said they just want to go out there and try and walk out to the course. He said your group just kind of took him under his wing. He didn't know what he was doing, and you guys showed him the ropes, and now he's hooked. So.
He's a little too good now.
Anyway, so it validated your story that you guys do accept people, just take them under their wings. We appreciate it. So we are excited to have any extra tourism options, things like that. I know you did put on a tournament for us years ago. It's been at least 7 or 8 years, because it was my tail end of my service here at the city.
So, yeah, quick question. So is that, how many tournaments have you had in Holbrook or at the golf?
In Holbrook, we've had one tournament.
And that was 8 years ago?
Yes.
That was the one 8 years ago when we had only the golf course. So it was a pretty brand new course. We didn't have an official course in. So that's
And what's kept you from doing another tournament?
I've been out of town. I recently got back to Holbrook, probably a couple years ago, and I started getting into it again, and that's when I met these guys from Joseph City, and they shared the same passion as me, trying to grow the sport, and that's our goal now, is to grow it as fast as we can and reach out to as many people as we can.
All right, so what we'll do is we will follow up with you. I know I have your phone number. If you don't mind, if we call with questions, we'll have Mr. Sullivan reach out as well, and we will discuss it this evening.
All right.
Good?
Thank you guys.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you for the presentation. All right, last but not least, we've got Becky Colon with the Chamber of Commerce. I know Janet Dean is in the audience with us. Becky Colon is the new Chamber of Commerce Director, and Janet Dean, of course, has been our president the last 4 years. quit county a couple years ago. Okay, so we appreciate it. All right.
So no, thanks for the presentation, and it was just talking to you guys. I really just want to thank you for letting me speak today and introduce myself. A lot of you know me from throughout the community and also working in Navajo County, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you directly about the chamber and where we're headed. First of all, I'd like to recognize and thank Cindy Tafoya for her years of dedication and service to Holbrook. Many projects, relationships, and community efforts were built through her work, and I appreciate the foundation that she helped create for the chamber and the community. Since stepping into this role in March, the chamber has focused on rebuilding business engagement, restoring community involvement, and increasing visibility for local businesses. To date, we've had 4 new businesses join the chamber. We've had 3 former members rejoin the chamber, and the chamber successfully just hosted the Down in Derby membership drive and community awards banquet. So I know there's a couple people that attended, and I've heard really good things out in the community about it. I really had a great time, and it was nice just to kind of have something to go and do and dress up and do something different. The chamber is also connected with 4 new, not new businesses, but different businesses, and been helping them with their needs for employees, and we've done that by working with Arizona at Work and also Eckerd Connects, which Veronica James is a part of. So we're trying to help businesses who may not know where to go and find employees specific to what they're looking for, helping them with this need. The other thing is that the chamber has also partnered with community volunteers, the NPC students, Grow Arizona, and we did the repaint and the restore of 9 of the 12 Route 66 benches. So the benches that you see up there that have been painted, the chamber worked with that to try to complete that, and that was with the beautification grant project that was done. So I have 3 benches that are left to be completed, and they're being worked on currently, but not done as of yet. So these projects may seem small individually, but together they represent renewed momentum, stronger community partnerships, and a growing connection between the chamber and the local businesses. So then, what is currently being implemented? One of the biggest shifts happening with the chamber right now is a move away from being primarily event-focused and toward becoming more business-focused. As many of you know, many community events are now largely coordinated and funded through the city, and chamber funding has been used accordingly. Because of this, we have had to reevaluate where the chamber can provide the greatest value to local businesses and the community. Our current focus includes business recruitment and retention, increased visibility and promotion for local businesses, creating stronger referral networks between businesses, expanding business spotlights and promotional efforts, tracking measurable economic and community impact, and continuing to strengthen and build the Chamber Board of Directors. In the near future, the Chamber plans to begin implementing monthly business-to-business networking opportunities designed to help local businesses connect, collaborate, and support one another directly. We also plan to invite nonprofit organizations and community partners to participate in these networking events in order to strengthen communication, partnerships, and overall community involvement across Holbrook. Our goal is to rebuild relationships with businesses that may have become disconnected from the chamber over time and reestablish trust through communication, visibility, and consistency. So where are we going? The future of the chamber looks like this. My vision for the chamber is for it to serve as a strong partner in supporting local businesses and encouraging economic growth within Holbrook. Holbrook has tremendous potential because of its history, location, and small business community. The chamber can play an important role in strengthening businesses, relationships, supporting local entrepreneurs, and helping create a stronger and more connected business environment. However, I also want to be transparent that meaningful business outreach and economic development work requires time and community presence. At the current funding level of 20-hour per week structure,
Much of the work becomes reactive and administrative rather than proactive outreach in the community and direct engagement with businesses. To truly grow membership, support businesses effectively, pursue partnerships, continue building the chamber, and create long-term economic impact, I believe additional investments into the chamber in the next fiscal year would significantly strengthen our ability to serve the community at a higher level. I am committed to working collaboratively with the city, local businesses, nonprofits, and community organizations to continue moving Holbrook forward in a positive and productive direction. I believe Holbrook deserves a chamber that is visible, engaged, collaborative, and actively supporting the businesses that support the community. Thank you for your opportunity.
We appreciate you coming. And Veronica James, I'm so sorry. I should know you're just part of the chamber. You've been with the chamber a long time. I apologize for not acknowledging you earlier. So I just figured you were here with Arizona work. But thank you for being here as well. Becky, thank you for coming. I know you've just been on since January? March? Okay. So March, that's great. No, so we appreciate you coming and giving us an update of where you're at, what you've done in a short amount of time. And so we appreciate you coming for the update. And we'll probably have you do more updates, either biannually or at least annually, moving forward. So thank you for that. So we appreciate it. And thank you, Janet, for being here as well. Thank you. All right, moving on to old business. This is ordinance 26-01. This is the second reading. This is in regard to the amendment of the code of corporate and the chapter 6 planning and zoning. So this is the one we had made a few corrections to. Over the past several months, the Planning and Zoning Commission has held multiple public meetings to review and discuss potential amendments to the C1 neighborhood commercial zoning district. These discussions have focused on clarifying appropriate land use, ensuring compatibility with surrounding residential areas, and updating development standards within the district. In addition, the Commission has evaluated the growing trend of hotels or motels converting to multifamily dwellings, and has identified the need for specific regulations to address health, safety, infrastructure capacity, and neighborhood compatibility concerns associated with such conversions. The proposed ordinance amendments are intended to establish clear requirements and standards for these conversions while supporting responsible redevelopment and housing opportunities. If you recall, we actually have gone through this twice. We did it once, and we realized there was some changes from an updated ordinance before, and then we also had a few clarifications on some of the chapter headings. Thank you to administration for taking some of our notes from the first meeting. I see that on page 5 of 8. Under the conversion of hotels, that we did scratch that from a 2-bedroom unit on a total floor area of at least 550 square feet compared to the 500 that was originally suggested, and there was one other one. So hopefully everybody's had a chance to make sure everything looked good. We did the first reading 2 weeks ago. Nothing's changed since that first reading. Does anybody have any questions, concerns?
I just have one more update on the linear feet, which is on 4E. We started thinking that if we just said 5 linear feet, it could be 2 inches wide by 5 long. So that's why we added a certain width to it too.
All right, thank you for that.
And is this just in a certain like C1 area or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it just affect certain?
Remember, I think it's at 3 motels at this point. It was that small little section right there by the intersection.
Okay, so will that expand to other motels?
This is what Kevin's here for.
For right now, it's just the C1 area.
Okay.
We'll be coming back to you guys with other suggestions depending on what P&Z does, but we are working on maybe an overlay on our existing structures to maybe allow for something else to come in, but it'll have to come to you guys for the future. So right now, this is just the downtown C1 area.
And that's just like 3 downtown.
Correct.
Third option, right?
Yeah, it wasn't very far.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Like Wells Fargo.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Yeah. But this will set us a good precedent. So I'm totally supportive of this, as I know we need to start somewhere, so I believe it's a good start. I'm excited to have Kevin on board to continue this overlay. We know there's a lot of zoning issues, and So over the next few months, we will be seeing a lot more zoning ordinances come to the council. Awesome. Is there any other questions, concerns? I will go ahead and read the ordinance by unless anybody would like me to read it in full. Ordinance number 26-01, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Holbrook, Arizona, amending the Code of Holbrook, Arizona, Chapter 6, Planning and Zoning, Article 6-1, Zoning Ordinance, declaring the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 6, Planning and Zoning, Article 6-1, Zoning Ordinance, May 13, 2026, a public record, adopting the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 6, Planning and Zoning, Article 6-1, Zoning Ordinance, May 13, 2026, by reference, providing for severability, providing penalties, and establishing an effective date. Last call for any questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none, I will open the floor for a motion.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 26-01.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we will go to a roll call vote.
Councilmember Black. Vice Mayor Wilson. Councilmember Pacheco.
Aye.
Councilmember Pack.
Aye.
Councilmember Ferguson.
Aye.
Councilmember Toya.
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye. Motion passes. I also want to thank the administration for the work on this. All right, item number B of old business is ordinance 26-02, the second reading of amending the Code of Holbrook, Arizona, Chapter 3, Public Health and Safety, Article 3-5 for animal control. The dog bite change. The City of Holbrook has experienced ongoing challenges related to dog bite and dog attacks incidents within city limits. Animal control officers regularly respond to calls involving aggressive dogs that bite or attempt to bite residents, visitors, or other animals. Under the current ordinance, a dog bite is only considered a criminal offense when the bite results in broken skin. Incidents in which a dog bites but does not break the skin are treated as non-criminal, often limiting enforcement options and resulting in minimal consequences for the owner. While bites that do not break the skin may appear less serious, they still pose a public safety concern. These incidents can cause pain, bruising, emotional distress, and fear, particularly for children, elderly residents, and vulnerable individuals. Additionally, no skin-breaking bites are often warning signs of escalating aggressive behavior, which, if left unaddressed, may lead to more serious attacks in the future. Animal control officers report that the current ordinance makes it difficult to hold owners accountable unless physical injury rises to a specific threshold. As a result, some dog owners may fail to take necessary precautions, such as proper restraint, training, or supervision of their animals. This gap in the ordinance reduces the city's ability to proactively prevent repeat incidents and protect the public. Revising the ordinance to allow certain dog bite incidents to be considered criminal offenses even when the skin is not broken would provide animal control officers with a clear authority to intervene earlier. This change would support responsible pet ownership, enhance public safety, and align enforcement tools with the realities officers face in the field. And we did have Officer Fiegel come in and discuss more. I think what I like most about this ordinance is hopefully it's getting people before we get to that aggressive spot. But in the end, it's not our officers making that final decision. It will, the person that, the dog owner that maybe is accused of it will have their day in court to be able to defend the actions of their dogs and themselves. So in the end, it's ultimately not a city employee making that final decision. So I appreciate that. So any comments from City Manager Sullivan?
No, the last comment that we had was just to add or provoke it B 3-5-15B1. So we added
Can you
that.
repeat that one more time, please?
It's under 3-5-15 animal attacks, and then it's under B1. And so we just added that provokes.
And that was based on, I remember the comment from some of the council members saying it's not fair if the dog is provoked.
On
Thank
its
you.
own property, right?
I think you're making that change. Right, hopefully everybody's had a chance to go through it as well. Is there any questions, concerns, comments? Okay, hearing none, for now, I'll go ahead and read it by heading. Ordinance number 26-02, the ordinance of the Council of the City of Holbrook, Arizona, amending the Code of Holbrook, Arizona, Chapter 3, Public Health and Safety, Article 3-5, Animal Control, declaring the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 3, Public Health and Safety, Article 3-5, Animal Control, May 13, 2026, a public record. adopting the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 3, Article 3-5, Animal Control, May 13, 2026, by reference, providing for severability, providing for penalties, and establishing an effective date. I'd like to go ahead and open the floor then for a motion.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 2602.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Councilmember Webb?
Aye.
Vice President Nelson?
Aye.
Councilmember Pacheco?
Aye.
Councilmember Peck?
Aye.
Councilmember Ferguson?
Aye.
Councilmember Toya?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye. Ordinance passes, thank you. All right, item number 9, new business. This is a first reading, so we will discuss it tonight, but no vote will be held on this ordinance. So we can always go clarify anything that we need. All right, ordinance number 26-03. The City of Holbrook's purchasing policy has not been substantially updated since 2012. Sorry, not updated. Over the past decade, municipal operations, procurement best practices, legal requirements, and marketing conditions have evolved significantly. Inflation, supply chain disruptions, expanded use of technology, and increased expectations for operational efficiency have changed how cities procure goods and services. The existing policy establishes purchasing thresholds and approved requirements that, while appropriate at the time of adoption, no longer align with the city's current operational needs. In particular, the low dollar thresholds requiring city council approval for routine purchases have increasingly resulted in administrative delays, reduced responsiveness, and inefficiencies in daily operations. Staff must frequently defer time-sensitive or routine procurement decisions to council agendas, even when such purchases are already budgeted and non-discretionary. Additionally, comparable municipalities have modernized their purchasing policies to delegate reasonable purchasing authority to staff while maintaining fiscal controls, transparency, and oversight. The absence of similar updates in Holbrook places an unnecessary administrative burden on both staff and the city council, limiting the ability of departments to operate efficiently and respond promptly to operational needs. Given these conditions, a comprehensive update to the city's purchasing policy is necessary to reflect current best practices, streamline procurement processes, ensure proper internal controls that support effective governance. Just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and read the ordinance by heading, and then we'll go on to discussion. Ordinance number 26-03, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Holbrook, Arizona, and amending the Code of Holbrook, Arizona, Chapter 1 Administration, Article 1-4 Purchasing Policy, declaring the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 1 Administration, Article 1-4 Purchasing Policy, June 10, 2026. A public record adopting the City of Holbrook City Code amendments to Chapter 1 Administration, Article 1-4 Purchasing Policy, June 10, 2026, by reference, providing for severability and establishing an effective date. So I'm going to turn the time over to Manager Sullivan to go over this a little more, and then we'll go into discussion.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I did quite a bit of research on this with other communities. I know Sholo and Winslow, Snowflake, and Taylor, their purchasing policies are a lot higher than our thresholds. And so I know this could be a hot topic, but when we have a bad manager or expensive things, you want to have that control. So I get that piece with the council. On the other hand, when we have a lot of momentum going, simple items like chlorinator that's on the next one of the next agenda items really slows us down, and that's $30,000. And so we have another project, the lights at the ball field are down, and we just got a quote, and that's gonna cost us $14,000. So now that's gotta come to council. So every time we turn around, these, anything above $10,000 is causing us to wait till the next council meeting, and it can slow our project up 2 or 3 months. So, in researching this, most of the communities have this $50,000 threshold on this, and so I was recommending to present that to you guys and just get a sense for how you guys feel on that, and it can help us keep the city more efficient, I think, in the long run.
Thank you. So with that, I'll open the floor for discussion.
Currently, it's 10,000, you say?
Currently, it's 10,000.
And
And right now too, and so even how it's written now, even if it's budgeted, which we usually discuss those items during the budget. So if you guys approve a budget for a $50,000 car, I still have to take that to you guys. But if it's discussed, this policy will allow us to just move forward with that.
So this policy says for budgeted items only.
Yes.
And so that doesn't, it's not a check up to 50,000, it has to be pre-approved, basically.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions or concerns?
When you compared with other cities, was it like a comparable size with ours?
Yeah,
or we looking
Winslow and
like
Shoals are
class
50,
out?
Snowflake and Taylor are 50, Round Valley is 30. So,
I definitely don't, want something like that. Like, when was 10,000 established? Like, when was that?
In 2012.
2012, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, it's making it really hard. Any pumps for any of our lift stations that could be emergencies, they're way more than $10,000 anymore.
Because we really do want to start seeing things get done,
Right,
and we
yeah,
don't
right.
want that
We
to
only
be the
have a
holdup.
once a month meeting.
Right.
We don't want to change that.
Yeah, we don't want to change that, so maybe once every 2 months.
Except for Randy.
I'm just kidding.
And that's the nice thing with ordinances, if we find 6 months in there, we don't like it, we can always rescind this ordinance and make another, say 30,000, 35,000.
But it's something that you would report at the meeting, like we had.
Oh, yeah, we'll still
meeting was
give you the reports on the
$50,000
checks.
or
Yeah,
whatever like
yeah.
that. We would still be aware,
Yes.
you wouldn't have to wait for approval
But it wouldn't-
but you need it.
It wouldn't just be listed on the check, like it would actually be brought up so that we know, we can clarify what this expense is when it's higher than.
So can you do that for us?
Yeah, we
Be
can.
specific and put it in your summary.
Yeah, we can do that.
And just, oh, go ahead. Just off the top of your mind, is
Sure.
there anything that, can you give some examples of items that are costing more than say 30?
Well, I'm just saying like this, we have a clarifier on the, later on in the budget. It's basically a sole source clarifier for our well 7. It's been out for probably 2 or 3 years. But we haven't needed it because we've been using a clarifier off of 3 and 5. Well, 3's down now, so the technology now make sense to get that clarifier. Well, our quote for that clarifier is $30,000. So if we have that budgeted and we know, we could have bought that already and had it installed by now. But yet now I'm waiting for your guys' approval, and then we'll have to order it, and it may take 4 to 6 weeks to order. So
How much was
that whole time we're waiting.
On here, Randy, how much was the roof you put in last year?
50, it was over 50.
So that would still have to come to the council.
That's why I was leaking.
So we would still have to wait with council. We can always do a special meeting, you know.
Or
see
if
what-
you guys want to increase that too. No. I just feel like this is a pretty happy medium compared to other cities around the area. And I think if you guys agree to it, it would help us out a lot.
We just won't budget a $50,000 car.
Councilwoman Ferguson, did you have another comment?
Well, I was just, some cities say, when you approve it in budget, you don't ever bring it before the council, you just make the purchase.
Yeah, that's what
I know
I
that's
was,
a nonprofit.
that's what I was trying to get to with this as well.
All right, again, this is just a first discussion, so if you have any other questions that pop up in the next few weeks, we'll be voting on it in the June meeting.
Yeah, any other concerns, let me know and we can make.
So the city parks will be right there, 49.5.
Yeah.
Well, this is budget. Did you have one more?
Yeah, just one more comment. I wanted to understand, so, how when you make a purchase, you obtain quotes, like what are your rules, your policies for making purchases? Because is it like 3 quotes and you always go with the lowest?
We do.
Always go with the lowest one, okay.
And that's written in this.
That's it, okay.
But when it comes to council, then we'll have that flexibility if it's within a certain margin, percentage to go with local versus an out of state. But with this one, it'll be strictly lowest bid, as far as I understand it.
Is that standard or policy, like if one is lower, but?
What we call it responsible bidder.
Okay.
The lowest responsible bidder, because we do have some situations where if we have constantly contracted with certain people and they've constantly underperform, then why would we go with that low bid, right?
Yeah, or they're gonna like lowball it.
Yeah,
just
and,
because of
and,
the
and at that point, that would just give us discretion where we can just write on the quote or something of why we did that.
Gotcha.
Let's not do the highest irresponsible bidder.
No. All right, we appreciate it. Any other comment? Okay, thank you. All right, item number B, notice of intent to add fee for plan unit development. This is in tab 4. Said, sorry. City staff has recommended to create a fee for plan unit development. Also, the acronym is HUDS. We currently do not have a fee. This notice will provide the council with a meeting date of July 8, 2026 to discuss the fee. We currently do not have an application fee for PUD. And so, anytime you do an intent to add fees, things like that, it's a little bit longer of a process. So you have time for the public to respond.
So we want to penalize people for wanting to come in and develop Holbrook.
Well, we will turn the time over to administration to talk about it. There's no vote tonight, but these are good, we'll have discussion on this.
So currently we don't have a fee for this. We have a zoning change fee, we have conditional use permit fees, a variance fee, and an ordinance fee. So any fees that we have throughout any of the zoning in Holbrook, we have fees associated with those zoning changes because we do have to have staff time to put it on the agenda. We have to go to the P&Z meetings and go to recommend those zone changes and then work through that whole process. So it does take some staff time to process those changes or those conditional use permits.
And this is just a permit fee.
Yeah, so currently, and that's why this fee is suggested to be $250 because it's not just the other fees. But currently, we have somebody trying to come into a planned urban development, and we don't have a fee for that. So Kevin, one of Kevin's first week here, he had to spend a bunch of time researching what was allowed into planned urban development. We haven't really had any development in those areas in a very long time, so we had to do a lot of groundwork to figure that out. So that's why we are suggesting to create that.
Do other communities in the area do that? Do you know?
That I don't know. I can get you guys a list.
I'm sure that they do.
Well, I know, I did work down in the, Maricopa County, Basin, Phoenix area, and this is a standard thing. It is just a fee. Is we say, we want to make sure that we have a good quality of life, that people aren't coming in illegally to the wrong zones and building things that aren't correct. This is just, one more says $250 is not unreasonable in my book, and I am a builder, right? So my husband is a builder in town. Not that we're looking to do any of this, but that's a fee we would know that we'd have to pay no matter where we were at.
So it'd be a nice surprise if someone came here and said, oh, there's no fee.
Exactly.
Maybe I will come.
Exactly. So, and we do, and I don't.
I live in California right now.
But I don't believe it would discourage any builder to do this. $250 is, we're not asking for thousands of dollars.
$250 if you're building.
A planned unit, yeah, I mean, you're a
Not
developer.
yet.
So.
Not yet. I mean, you start a fee, what tax have we ever imposed that has gone down? Wouldn't it be nice to cooperate with builders instead of saying, no, let's charge a little bit more, we'll gouge you right up here first, and then we're gonna gouge you again when you build and get inspected? Man.
So should I pay a permit fee for a variance and everything else, but if I'm the developer, I don't pay? So we take that argument, then we need to eliminate all of those and make it fair. That's
There's an idea.
And so.
Say that again, sorry.
So think about somebody comes in and develops that 100 acres just north of the LDS church. Why do we want to keep him from doing that? Why do we want to say, the first thing we want to say is, let's lay some fees on you? For what?
But he's gonna pay those fees and make his money double back that money after it's developed, probably.
And
what is $250?
Well, yeah, maybe with a bigger, someone that wants to do 50-acre development versus a small business person. So maybe.
I think the other ones would hit the smaller builders quicker than this one will, right? So I say it's either all or nothing, right? So either don't charge it.
I don't know nothing too.
Well, I would like to know, like, at the end of the day, like, is the vision for Cobra to remain the same, or is it to grow into something that is, like, we're trying to grow and have a different vision? So, are other communities that are developing and making, like, these big changes, I'm sure that permitting fees are, I built a house in Glendale when I was, like, 24, and Glendale has horrible, like, huge pricing permitting fees. Like, I think it's completely normal. So it's not like people are gonna come here and be like, oh, you're charging $250. If they are, then maybe that's something we need to consider, but is this normal?
So, how about we ask the administration, can you come back and give us some surrounding neighbor, cities?
So in a planned unit development, is that like lots? Cause I pulled up Snowflake's right here, comprehensive fee schedule. And they have it broken down between administration subdivision fees, tentative, 1 to 30 lots, and then 31 to 60 lots, and 61 plus lots. Tentative and final. So is that pretty much the same under planned unit development permit? Is that the same type of permit? Because if so, all of theirs are $500.
Are you talking about subdivisions?
Is that, well, that's what I'm asking, is planned unit development the same?
You can build subdivisions within a PUD.
Okay.
PUDs, essentially, it requires special consideration for every case that's built within one, and requires public noticing, which requires newspaper ads, mailers, and then, of course, planning and zoning commission meetings. So ultimately, the purpose of the fee is to recover the costs that the city has to expend to do the research, to do the noticing, and then instead of putting that fee on the taxpayer, you're putting it on the person that's actually developing the land and benefiting from it. So instead of the taxpayer paying for city staff, the person that is actually going to benefit from that development has to put in the fee for that research. It's essentially what it's covering.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's what I was wanting to know. So this is the base part, is if I wanted to do a subdivision, I have to get this first, and then build a subdivision in that area. Okay, thank you.
Well, the staff get paid anyway, correct?
Correct, but the taxpayer will be, you're taking time away from staff to put special consideration into someone's project.
So
Which is money, essentially.
What you're doing is punishing people for coming to Holbrook to
Every
build.
time there's a
$250, I mean.
I'm not gonna say it's punishment. I totally understand what you're saying, because it's gonna take time and research to do that, period. And 250 is nothing compared to the salary it's gonna have to do, to take someone 2 weeks to have to take care of.
And this way I have a good discussion, and that's the great part. So, as long as we're respectful, we wait for each other to respond.
And
I'm
so
good with
tonight,
that.
tonight is just passing the notice of intent for that, so there's time, once we create the resolution, we can have further discussions on that resolution.
And that'll give the chance for citizens and potential developers to come in and do a call to the audience as well in regard to it, so. All right, so with that, you just need a motion to pass the intent. So I'd like to go ahead and open the floor for a motion.
I make a motion to pass the intent, to post a notice of intent to increase rates and fees and charges, to create a fee for the planned unit development.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
All right, let's do a roll call vote. I think it was pretty close.
Councilmember Black.
Nay.
Vice Mayor Nelson.
Nay.
Councilmember Pacheco.
Aye.
Councilmember Hack.
Nay.
Councilmember Ferguson.
Aye.
Councilmember Toy.
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Again, this is just a motion to pass the intent. That gives us more time to ask more questions and get more clarification, so. All right, thank you for that. All right, item number C, resolution 26-09, Arizona Parks and Trail Grant Match. So, we did, just to clarify, these next two are gonna be, grant requests. We have not received these grants, they've just been applied for, but a lot of times in the applications, you have to have, council backing for it, but I will read through the first one here. So the City of Hoboken is seeking authorization to apply for a $20,000 grant from the Arizona Parks and Trails Grant to support the McLeod Road Walking and Biking Trail. This grant program requires a local matching contribution of 10%, which would be provided through budget capital funds and in-kind services. The proposed project is consistent with City Council's adopted goals and priorities, including infrastructure, improvement, public safety, economic development, environmental sustainability, community services. If awarded, the grant funds would allow the city to pause the biking path while leveraging outside funding to maximize local investment. Approval of this council action will authorize staff to submit the grant application and commit the required matching funds contingent upon award. Acceptance of the grant will be brought back to the council for final approval as required. So this lets us just apply for it with the intent, if we get it, that we will be responsible for the $2,000, which can be in-kind services, which means labor and things like that, or even donations of volunteers.
Right now, that labor would be my time for managing the grant.
So that would count as well. So, does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Yes.
So with this bike path, as it looks right now, this money would go towards improving that and making like
Yes.
it nice and straight and
Yeah.
pretty and not
So,
just.
so the plan would be, we're gonna continue that out there, we got, compact it and roll it, and then this would be to come out and foster that and hold it on.
I know like right now, it kind of just looks like it was like dragged behind a vehicle, but it is actually.
Yeah, we got a lot of work out there.
Yeah, okay, okay,
It's not good.
okay.
So go ahead, Councilwoman.
Randy, so just to apply for this grant, do you have to have an existing trail there?
No, but, we did tell them in the grant, or we are telling them in the grant that we were working on that.
For a specific purpose.
You should have put a weak barrier or something underneath there, because just a little bit of time, then you got chemical going up through.
We're spraying it, we got a sprayer, we're gonna spray it, kill it.
That happens, but I think it looks, I mean, it's great, it's something, and it's, you've been out there, have any of you guys walked on it? No.
I ran on it.
But I do, so it is nice and rolling, so.
And like I said, it is a work in progress, and that's the thing.
It is perfect for when, Robert is out there, he'll be walking on it.
Rolling on it.
We'll get
Right,
it.
it's not too bad.
It's not.
Unless you're barefoot.
Remember all purpose. It's inevitable. No, this will be better.
That's a great trail, yeah, too.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read this by heading for now. Resolution 26-09, a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Hoboken City, Yamaha County, Arizona, designation authority to execute a grant for McLeod Road biking trail. So, with that, I'd like to go ahead and open the floor for a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2609, to match the grant, 10% at $2,000.
I'll second it. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, I did roll call. Sorry, roll call for resolution, please.
Councilmember Black.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Nelson. Councilmember Pacheco.
Aye.
Councilmember Pratt.
Aye.
Councilmember Ferguson.
Aye.
Councilmember Toy.
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye. Motion passes. And now we'll hope that we get it, so. All right, so this is gonna be a very similar one for item number D for resolution 26-10. Again, this is another, grant. So the city of Hoboken is seeking authorization to apply for a $200,000 grant from the Arizona Parks and Trails grant to support the remodeling of Hunt Park basketball and pickleball courts. This grant program requires a local matching contribution of 10%, which would be provided through the budget capital funds and in-kind services. The proposed project is consistent with City Council's adopted goals and priorities, including infrastructure improvement, public safety, economic development, environmental sustainability, community services. If awarded, the grant fund would allow the city to tear out the existing basketball and pickleball court and rebuild it while leveraging outside funding to maximize local investment. Approval of this council action will authorize staff to submit the grant application and commit the required matching funds contingent upon award. Acceptance of the grant will be brought back to council for final approval as required. And I do want to say in here, this is another 10% match. Thankfully, I'm going to say this summary too, so I won't speak on it too much right now, but APS has just recently donated a substantial amount to the city of Holbrook for park improvements. This 10% match can come through, we can utilize the APS grant as part of that 10% match. And so we actually won't have any of that money coming out of our own budget pockets, come from the contribution from the APS grant. So, with that, does anybody have questions similar scenario before? We have not received this grant, but we're looking to.
If it is received, is the pickleball court going to be more than just one? Like, is it going to be
Yeah,
3, 4, like
so
that?
this plan will get us 2 pickles and 2 basketball courts. So we'll have to do the rest.
Okay, like
But this just will get us started.
will be moved around.
We'll be using the APS grant for the structures, things like that, the ground equipment.
This will get us started on it.
Who's getting these grants? Do we have a grant
We
writer?
have a grant writer.
We've been contracting a grant writer, and I've been meeting with her and helping her.
And you know what it is Kit Batten. She's the same woman that helped us with our general plan. So she has been a grant writer for many, many years.
She the one that walked us through our general.
Yes, she's the one that walked us through, she's very patient, but she's got a background in grant writing.
So yeah, I've been meeting with her every other week, and we've been going through grants and trying to apply for as many as we can.
That's great.
Okay, Councilwoman Ferguson first, and then Councilwoman Pacheco. What's it?
Well, I was just gonna comment that, 10% match is actually really reasonable. Like, most grants are gonna require something more like 25%. So 10% is actually, like, if you're gonna, I'm thrilled you're applying for grants, but I know the implications are gonna be that we're gonna have to come up with money to cover match. But when I'm seeing 10%, I'm encouraged, because I'm like, okay, that's really reasonable.
Thank you for that. Councilwoman Pacheco and then Councilwoman Toya.
If it were to be awarded, we were awarded that grant, what would the timeframe be that it would be started and possibly finished?
Depending on deadlines, we tried to do a deadline of, to start the project in August, and then it would probably be 6 months out after that, because we'd have to demo it and pour the new concrete and that kind of, and go out to bid and all of that stuff, so. But, depending on if the state releases the funds or anything like that, we're not guaranteed that that's the timeframe that that's gonna happen.
And that is a good point. This is contingent, we did find out from the grant writer that, some of these funds are on hold right now until the state legislatures finalize their budget. So this may be pushed off till July before they reopen up this grant. But we decided to go ahead and keep it on the agenda for now, so that way when it is opened up, we've got our approval process done, so we can get in and get applied for it. So, any other?
No.
Right, so Councilman Toya, did you say you did?
No, I'm good.
I got a question.
Yes.
So this grant writer, I mean, we're paying her salary, right?
Professional services, just like an attorney or.
Just like what?
Like an attorney or anybody else that we.
Because I never heard that come before the council that we were looking at doing
It
that.
has to.
Professional services don't have to cover
Okay,
it.
that's what my question.
I'm all for a grant writer if it's gonna get us money.
Yeah, we would like to hire somebody, on staff, but we haven't been able to find anybody, so.
I don't think you need a full-time one, but
All right, so we don't go too far off topic here. So she has to practice her. I'm kidding. So I'll go ahead and read this resolution by heading. Resolution 26-10, a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Holbrook, City, Neville County, Arizona, designation authority to execute grant for Hunt Park. Again, so we'll be opening up the floor for a motion to approve, just be able to apply with this resolution. Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 26-10 to match the grant, 10% with $20,000. I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll go into a roll call vote.
Councilmember Black? Vice Mayor Nelson? Councilmember Pacheco? Councilmember Pat?
Aye.
Councilmember Ferguson?
Aye.
Councilmember Sequoia? And Mayor Smith?
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, item number E, award fog spill bid. Says the city of Colbert was successful in receiving the grant from the FAA, fog fill and remark the runway. Lochner has helped the city with the bidding process and sent the proposals to 36 potential bidders. 6 bids were received. We recommend going with CR Contracting as they are the lowest responsible bidder. Financial implications, $197,295, of which the city will be responsible for 2.5% or $4,933. Grant match will be paid from the general fund. Manager Sullivan, you want to make further comments?
So this grant was approved through last year's budget. They're just barely getting through to the bidding process. So we actually rewrote the grant to a lower amount because the bids came in lower. So we are recommending to go with CR Contracting in an amount of $192,295, of which will be liable for 2.5%, and the state pays the other 2.5%.
Have we gone through CR contracting before?
No, I have not since I've been here.
So this is the lowest responsible bidder?
Yeah, according to our, yes, to our engineers.
All right.
All right, any questions? Any additional questions, Sharon? All right, hearing none, we'll open the floor for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the award, accept the bid, for the fog seal bid with CR Contracting for $192,295.
Thank you.
That are 2.5%.
Thank you. So we have a motion?
I'll second it.
We have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Item F, chlorinator for well 7. The city of Colbert's well 7 is currently not equipped with a chlorinator, while all other city wells use the same chlorination system to ensure consistent water treatment and compliance with operational standards. To maintain uniformity across the city's water system and ensure safe and reliable disinfection, a chlorinator must be installed at well 7. The city sought pricing from multiple vendors, however, only one company was able to provide a quote for a chlorinator that matches the equipment currently used at the city's other wells and is compatible with existing infrastructure. Utilizing the same chlorinator model promotes consistency in maintenance, spare parts, operator training, and system reliability. Therefore, the purchase of this chlorinator from the sole responding vendor is necessary to meet operational requirements and maintain consistency across the city's water system. Financial implications would be $34,588 out of water capital. Manager Sullivan, any comments?
So this item was not budgeted, however, nothing was budgeted in water capital for this last year. But we are feeling the need to get this chlorinator up and running for well 7. I can't even tell you how old our chlorinators are from well 3 and 5. So the technology nowadays for a new chlorinator is probably a lot more efficient than what we have installed, and this product will match our existing infrastructure.
So this is gas system?
It is not a gas, it's a tablet system.
Sodium hypochlorite tablets.
Yep.
We'll let the chemist ask the questions first.
Looks good.
Does anybody have any questions or concerns? All right, that will open the floor for a motion.
I move that we approve chlorinator for Colbert's well number 7
I'll second it.
We need to identify
for $34,588.00.
We still have a second? All right, so a second. All right, any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, item 10, summary of current events. So, first of all, I appreciate that Janet was here tonight. I didn't realize you'd be here, so I appreciate it. But again, we do want to thank APS for their very generous donation for our Hunt Park improvements. We were super excited to get going on that project. It was a substantial amount, and then, like I said, if we get these additional grants, we will make a big impact on Hunt Park, and then be able to save some of the additional funds we had at other parks, be able to put it in the other parks. So I want to publicly thank APS again for their generous support and donation. So, also, just as an announcement, we've got a community cleanup this Saturday at 7:30 to 11 a.m. It'll start at the Navajo County Historical Museum. The City of Holbrook is teaming up with Holbrook High School Student Council to put on this event. We appreciate the Holbrook Student Council students for stepping up. And I had met with them a few weeks ago, and we talked about some of the concerns of Holbrook and from a teenage perspective. And they wanted to work on the blight of Holbrook as well, and cleaning up trash, especially when they knew that the Route 66 Festival was coming. And it was their idea to do this community cleanup. So they're doing all the work, putting together the flyers and the marketing, showing up with everything they need. So we appreciate them, but we encourage any volunteers of the City of Holbrook to join us at 7:30. We'll have water and donuts for those that come. But we would encourage anyone to come help us clean up that day. We would appreciate the help.
Waste management donated some bits.
Yes, thank you. Waste management, reach out, they heard about us, we didn't even reach out to them, they heard about the event, and they reached out and offered 2 40-yard roll-offs to be able to utilize for this event. So we appreciate them seeing the need and reaching out and taking the initiative on that, so we appreciate that. Thank you. So that leads into our Route 66 Festival, which is May 29th. That'll be at the fairgrounds, starting at 7 o'clock. There'll be a demolition derby. And in the middle of that, there'll be a burnout competition. And then on May 30th, we did get our ADOT permits. We were super excited, and thank you, ADOT, for your work and support on that. We will be closing down Hopi Drive from Navajo Boulevard down to 2nd Avenue. Unless we have enough cars, then we'll go down to 3rd Avenue. It'll be a classic car show, along with different events, chili competitions, pie eating contests. Also, and I do have a request on behalf of the Route 66 committee. In the past Wild West days, they lock elected officials up. I think some of you guys have been locked up, but we do not want to take that away from Wild West days. So they have asked, Eric Malone is going to bring the dunk tank, and they're asking for any elected official to be willing to get in the dunk tank and help earn some money. It'll be $3 a ball, or $2 a ball, or 3 balls for $5. So we encourage any elected official or administration to come out. We will throw a challenge out to Sheriff House right now to be in the dunk tank. So
I think maybe it should be the one that's didn't go for re-election.
there you go. Everybody, they're still elected officials until December. So anyway, so keep that in mind, but we'd love to see everybody come out for that. We are looking for some volunteers to help us set up and take down. They also have a cornhole competition. Lots of good things going on. They have a Hot Wheels competition going on, and then even a Power Wheels competition for little kids. Do the little, their own little mini demolition derby, which is super cute. And along with the Route 66 Young Girls pageant. So anyway, super fun. It is a 100-year celebration of Route 66, so we're expecting to have a lot of good tourist visitors in Holbrook.
What's the date of that?
May 29th and May 30th. So it is coming up in just over 2 weeks. So.
And so if you wanted to get a table or a booth, who would you contact?
So you would reach out to either Tara Young or to Sherry Osmond. If you can't find their contact, there's information, there's flyers here at City Hall and on our Facebook pages. Or you can track my email down, it's on our website, and I will be able to connect people with the right people to be a vendor. So.
Is that who you'll contact if you want to volunteer to help as well?
You can reach out to either Kenny Larson, Adrian Tubbs, Macy or Chris Wilkinson, or myself for volunteers. So. We will be setting up at 5 a.m. Saturday morning. They'll set up some things Thursday prior to that. A lot of things will be down at Leslie Park. It'll be a nice stage. So there'll be good music and things like that. It's a fun event. So we're glad to have brought it back last year. So. All right. With that, The only reason why I'm plugging Grow Arizona is because it'll be a free service, so I would not be plugging it. But Grow Arizona at the teen center, we will be offering summer recreation classes for ages 8 and up. And thanks to a generous donation from Arizona Complete Health, most of the classes will be free of charge. And so in the next week or so, you'll see sign up for that, so you can get your youth to be able to sign up and be able to take advantage of the free courses. So like art and cooking classes, things like that. So, and last but not least, she is not here, but we do still want to give a big shout out and thank you to Lisa Hunt, who has served as our city clerk for nearly 10 years. Not necessarily all the time as a city clerk, but she's been the last quite a few years as city clerk. Today is officially her last day, and but she is not here tonight. But we do want to publicly thank her for her service and for putting up with us council members for the last so many years. So with that, I will turn the time over. Oh, and there's graduation coming up, but I'm going to let the parents of the graduates talk about your. I'm not done.
I know you don't leave me.
I know. I'm going to leave for you guys. So, Vice Mayor Nielsen. I'm going to do Vice Mayor Nielsen, then I'm going to do Councilwoman Tafoya. We're going to mix it up.
So I was just going to bring up NPC graduation was here last weekend at the high school George Gardner Auditorium. It was a very, very nice event. I've gone to a lot of college graduations, and that is my favorite one. It's concise and it's good, and they take time to read each participant graduating. It makes it about the graduate, not so much about the president of the college or the superintendent of the school, whatever. Very, very nice. And I wanted to also say thank you, Lisa, for these last 10 years, just outstanding service and being our clerk and putting up with us. And Jackie, you got some big shoes to fill. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Tafoya.
All right. Watermelon distribution, I don't know how many of you went down to the Hunt Park and got watermelons, but let me tell you, 30,000 pounds of watermelon is a lot of watermelon. But it was a huge success. I mean, there were a gazillion people there. But I just want to say thanks to the city workers that helped get it out of the truck, helped distribute them. There were community members that showed up to get a watermelon, and they stuck around and helped us distribute the watermelons and take them out of those big old things. It was exhausting. Were you exhausted? You know?
Yeah.
I was totally But I got some muscles that day, let me tell you, because they were huge.
And just as a caveat to that, we didn't know about that watermelon distribution until the day before. And so for everybody to come together the very last minute was...
It was very nice. But the community members that came just to get a watermelon, and they stayed around and helped till the very, very end, they were there. It was amazing. So we do appreciate all of them. I did attend the Chamber Kentucky Derby dinner. It was really, really nice. The food was really good. The atmosphere was nice, and it was just something different, like she said, to dress up. I made my own derby hat to take. It was just a lot of fun to participate in. The run for the wall is tomorrow. I think they're supposed to be coming through town around 11:30, and then they will be at the American Legion, and then they'll leave from there, and then they go to Gallup. Promotion is coming up next week on the 21st. Is that when it is? 8th grade, yes. Yeah, 8th grade promotion, and then graduation on the 22nd will be taking place, so there will be a lot of people in town for those 2 evenings. And then graduation night is, the grad night party will be the night after graduation at Hewlett School, which I'm sure if anybody that wants to volunteer to work grad night.
At Hewlett School, not at the fairgrounds?
No, it's at Hewlett School. They've had it in there for the last couple of years, but they can always use volunteers to stay and work through the night, or you can just go the next morning at 5 and clean. So anybody that goes, they will definitely appreciate it. And then I was going to talk about the car show and all of those things that you talked about, but there'll be a lot of fun things to do. It's a great thing down in town, and that takes place. That's it.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman?
Just one thing, I noticed that we we had the Navajo County jail residents working, cutting weeds, so that was great. I saw them working, I think, last week. So that was nice to see someone out there getting those weeds on Hopi Drive. I don't know if that's the right terminology in jail residents, so yeah.
Appreciate it. Anything else?
No.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Chichik? All right, Councilman Lack?
A lot of concerned citizens on the ongoing solar and wind farm stuff going around here. They're getting kind of upset watching everything happen, but there's stuff going around. Stuff going around on that. But that's it.
Thank you.
There's
Council-
this meeting today.
Full meeting.
All right, Councilwoman Ferguson?
Nothing.
All right, thank you. All right, Manager Sullivan?
Thank you. After the last meeting, I did reach out to Jason Cash at Navajo County to try to get some probation help. I haven't heard back from him, but I'll try to follow up with him on that. This weekend, I think it was tomorrow and Friday, they're pouring the concrete for the splash pad and the pool. So we should be up and ready for Memorial Day weekend on the splash pad. I want to mention Lisa's last day today as well. Give her a public appreciation. She's going to be missed. And I also need to add to Lance Spencer retired last week as well. He put in 42 years out trading my plant. So I want to appreciate his service, and to do that for 42 years out there is pretty amazing. So I want to wish both of those two a great retirement, and I hope they don't look back. We had 2 water breaks this week, one on West Florida, unfortunately, right under our brand new Chipsville, and then one on East Hopi. The East Hopi one, I'm gonna kind of be glad it happened because that road was really rough, and it's forced us to pull out more concrete and do that, really put it back really nice before the fairgrounds. So want the public to be aware of that. And I just wanted to say another appreciation to all the employees. You know, we work really hard, and we put things on social media. We try to keep the positivity going. And I can tell you, we see thousands of thanks and stuff, and one bad comment can ruin our day and ruin our motivation. So I really appreciate the employees to keep their head up and try to keep that outside noise out, keep on doing what they're doing. Sometimes it's really hard, but I appreciate you guys supporting them tonight. I guess that's all I could say on that. The golf course road, the last meeting, we did try to get VSS to chip seal that while they were here. When they got here, they didn't want to use that type of oil on that road, so we did not oil that road. So we are in the process of looking for a different company to come in to fog seal that road with a different kind of product. The problem we're having right now is it's everybody's busy season. So chip seals and fog seals are going all over the country, all over the state. So we're trying to nail that down and the costs associated with that. In the meantime, traffic out there is causing some problems with washboarding because of speed. So if you slow down, that road will stay a little bit nicer. Until then, we're not going to be able to do nothing with it because until we schedule for the oil, because every time we sweep it and get the washboard out, we're removing all of our good material on that road. So I just want the public to know if you guys are using the golf course road, please slow down. It'll help mitigate the washboard until we get some oil scheduled on that road.
So will the oil fill that washboard?
We'll do after that, so once we schedule the oil, we'll go through and, we'll, power sweep it, we'll plate it again and roll it again to get rid of all those voids right before the oil comes back on.
When I drove out there, can I ask questions? Or
As
not?
long as it's relevant to
To
what
what
is
is
on the discussion. Yeah.
Okay, so I drove out there today, and there were several big trucks out there, and like they have a red light because all these trucks are coming. Is that maybe one reason why the road is so bad right now?
No, I think it's just,
It's just that.
the speedy traffic.
Fast on it,
Yeah.
because it was, zippered.
Yeah.
But once you start going,
Yeah, we're trying to prevent it to where we don't have to zip it again.
Right, okay.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right, anything else?
No, that's it.
No, we appreciate it, thank you. All right, item number 11, submission of written petitions for items on the agenda. Thank you. All right, item 12, executive session, but we do not have an executive session tonight. So item 13 is adjournment, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, motion passes. So we do have a work session now. I should try. You were hoping. He was holding his breath. Yeah. Yeah, so we will, now take about a 5-7 minute break. For the restroom, get a drink, things like that, and then in about 5-7 minutes, we'll go ahead and open back up for our work session discussion.
Are we gonna sit here?
Well, we got staff in. What do you want?
I can't hear you. I don't know.
Exactly. I know some council members prefer being down there for the discussion base, but we kind of something. All right. I did bring some sugar.
we should have ordered, we wanted to order some pizza. I got the totally sugar, which was then I got a little something more.
So,
All right.